Hello everyone and welcome to our part 2 presentation about information diet on how to choose and consume information for high performance. Last week we had part 1 of this presentation, and it was focusing mainly on the nutrition value of information and comparisons with physical equivalent of nutrition and its effect on the body in the form of hormones. But today, like at this presentation, we're going to look at food groups of information and like the quality, the type of the genres of information and the type of information that we are consuming. But in the very beginning, I like to tell you that my name is Paul Arsov. I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web Project. We're building decentralized communication and advertising platform, and we did release a marketplace and collection of NFTs based on three-dimensional objects. I'm going to talk about details of the project in the end of this presentation, and let's come back and start part 2 on information diet. Information nutrition is only one part of the picture. The genres of content we consume matter just as much, if not more. All information serves a function, so making sure the information we consume is serving us instead of using us is crucial. So how should we think about the types of information that we are consuming? At the risk of significantly overusing this metaphor, like we can imagine the food pyramid, and it's going to offer us helpful framework to structure our thinking. We can break all information into 5 distinctive functions: to inform, to entertain, to teach, to inspire, or to connect. Broadly, this encompasses the full extent of the information landscape. So the information food pyramid, like on the top of the information food pyramid, we have entertainment. So it is providing joy, fiction, humor. So then below entertainment we have inspiration, and so it amplifies creative, spiritual, and our awe of things. Below entertainment and inspiration we have education, and so it provides us learning, growth, and skills. Below entertainment, inspiration, and education we have information, and so it is providing news, facts, and awareness for us. And on the very bottom, below entertainment, inspiration, education, information, there is the connection, and it allows us to have conversation, community, and interaction. For most of us, social media constitutes the majority of time spent consuming information. And depending on how you have trained your algorithm, you will get your own custom blend of these ingredients, likely with a heavy emphasis on entertainment. The one thing that social media does not provide us with is, ironically, its meaningful connection. Social media doesn't tell us actually, uh, it doesn't let us actually absorb the information we consume. We're blasted with low content, low context content, and given no time to reflect on what we have just consumed before the next video starts to play or before next news pops up. Functionally, it is the same as junk food that we um, eat. We absorb the message straight into our psyche without vetting it, um, without contextualizing it or reflecting on what we just consumed as information. Um, so, like if we watch, for example, TikTok summarizing an article that was summarizing a documentary that was summarizing a trial. Um, while there could be some insight in there, it is worth pausing and asking if this information is strategically valuable for us, or it is just interesting or something as curiosity. Um, like, are we actually educating ourselves or just entertaining ourselves? Is this rare information or insight that will help us cultivate a deeper, valuable understanding, or is it actually junk food for my brain? Um, so we are not getting a chance to ask ourselves these questions in the moment we are consuming this. Um, we just scroll to the next available video or like the next article or the next short message. And therein lies the truth. What we ought to do instead is chew our food. We have to take our time to process the information, the ideas, and the concepts on our screens. Would we be better served to consume less but process it more? Um, I think so. I think this is correct. You may think a healthy information diet, especially one for a business leader or a strategist, would have information at the bottom of the pyramid. But you would be missing crucial insight. Connection is how we process information. When there is a big event in the media, it is our collective discussion of it that makes it make sense to us. If we want to really understand category, we need to talk to the people in it. It is only then that the truth will reveal itself. For example, if we look at a musician called Brian Eno, he coined the term of seniors to describe the collective intelligence of a whole community. Often the geniuses we look back on in history were just one part of a whole collective of people. It is just that history is better at remembering names like individual names than groups. This cannot be emphasized enough. We have forgotten what made our heroes so great, which was the collective they were residing in. The point here is that as a society we seem to dramatically undervalue the importance of human connection as a way of understanding the world, much less centering it in our information diets. As a strategist, if you want rare insights, you need to have access to rare perspectives. And this comes from people, not publications or posts on social media. In business, heuristic I found to be very consistent is that you can measure the quality of businesses leadership, but by how deeply they understand the people they serve and how much intuition they have built upfront from direct engagement with their audience. In the book Unreasonable Hospitality, the author called Will Guidara, he talks about all too common problem for organizations where the leadership has all the authority but none of the insight, and their staff has all the insight but none of the authority. The short of it is that when we think about information diets, we might fixate on the quantity of information but ignore the quality and the processing and actually the processing of the information that we have consumed. This is like only looking at calories to determine if a diet is healthy. We need to have a higher fidelity picture of the information we consume. Our entire perception of reality relies upon it. If we want to build a deeper insight, we need to cultivate deep sources. If we want to have original thoughts, we need to spend time thinking and reflecting. It sounds obvious, but many of us fail to make time for anything other than just consuming, putting in without reflection and without contemplation. We're just trying to get our information fill. This thinking about developing an information diet was the driving inspiration, building of some private communities for strategic minds. Launching this community or communities is an experiment to develop on seniors and to build a culture of connection around the information we consume. Connecting with other strategists, executives, and founders from around the world, each tapped into unique facets of culture and the market has the potential to create incredible forums and go deeper and expand our radar of insights. It has also been a fantastic opportunity to speak directly with a wide variety of experts and connect with uh, top-ranked people um, in negotiation and financial resources and uh, therapists. To become a genius, you have to build your sinas. While launching or joining a community like what I described is one example of an actionable application. Um, we can also start very small. We can take 30 minutes every day to journal on an idea and explore its repercussions or deep consternation. Then we have to go and share these reflections with someone. Uh, if we don't have someone to have that conversation with, we have at least to spend 30 minutes instead reaching out to people who might be interested. This is the real practice of digesting our information. Uh, so, how do we diet our information? An idea like we have been contemplating for a lot recently is the virtue of ignorance. We know that being ignorant of everything is bad, but the opposite is true too. To be hyper aware of everything too is terrible to our internal health, unnecessary and also just impossible. So it is safer to admit to ourselves that same level of ignorance is good for our information diet. The question is how much ignorance should be strive for and apply. The law of diminishing returns is a helpful guide here. For every hour we educate ourselves on a given topic, we have to learn like fewer and fewer things. During the first hour, we spent understanding, for example, game theory or Bronze Age history. We are exposed to tons of new ideas. But during the 10th or 100th hour, we are learning less and less. Thinking this way, there are two types of knowledge, the breadth of our awareness and the depth of our awareness within each topic. The challenge as strategist or leader is that we never truly know where valuable insights come from. Our tangents, side quests, or personal passions often leads us to most influential ideas. When we look at our most influential leaders, they all have one thing in common. It is a T-shaped knowledge graph. They're in the top 5 percentage in the terms of depth of knowledge in a certain field, but they also have a much broader awareness of things in the world than most. If the value of insights is proportional to their rarity, then being in the top 5% of depth in a specific field and the top 5% in breadth of awareness means that you are actually maximizing your surface area of valuable insights. For most, our information diets are close to resembling a square. We know an average amount of things about an average amount of topics. We're closer to 50% of the breadth and the depth that we consume. The danger of this information diet is that we will never see what others don't. Because we're simply not looking into places that others are not looking themselves. Building a T-shaped knowledge graph means aggressively diversifying your information sources, spreading out wider to seemingly unrelated areas and capturing the advantage of being at the beginning of the diminishing returns curve, where we are constantly exposed to new ideas. It also means being effectively ignorant about certain things. We have to critically evaluate what we consume and choose to place novelty over familiarity. In the few areas we don't want to be ignorant about, we have to go all the way by reading lesser known books, talking to experts and cultivating our own original thinking through reflections and conversations. This is what curiosity looks like. Making yourself at home in novelty and constantly seeking new connections. Yes, it comes at the trade-off of depth in other areas, but the leverage gained by not going too deep in depreciating returns means the amount of extra exposure we get is well worth the cost. The ability to recontextualize old ideas in new ways is the magic of coupling diversity and depth in an information diet. We can think of Steve Jobs and how his interest in calligraphy went on to be deeply influential in the philosophy of Apple. A perfect example of how taking mental models and learnings from seemingly unrelated disciplines can unlock new insights. After all, that is pretty much the definition of innovation. And finally, we have to put it in practice. Building a high-performance information diet requires more efforts than our physical diet. It means being mindful of how the information we consume affects us. We have to focus on connection and reflection over just consumption and prioritizing. We have to prioritize the diversity and rarity of where our insights come from. Do this and you will gain a whole new um, vantage point on the world. Um, while we have provided you with some actionable steps to begin developing your unique diet, I can leave you with one last appeal to find a community that can help you identify and meet your nutritional needs. Um, Make a deliberate practice of connecting with individuals and building collective wisdom. After all, food is best enjoyed in good company. And with this said, I'm ending this two-part presentation on information diet. And I will be coming back to the beginning of our presentation where I told you that my name is Paul Arsov. I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web Project, and recently we did release a marketplace and collection of NFTs based on three-dimensional objects. With our three-dimensional objects, in the very beginning of this part of our project, we decided to build our own game engine, our own 3D software engine, and this 3D software engine, what it does, it loads the three-dimensional object, it opens a window on computer screen, and it places the file of the three-dimensional object, displaying it in this window, and it starts animating these three-dimensional objects in a way of moving it in a random fashion around the window it just opened. But in addition to this capability of loading, displaying, and animating the 3D NFT, our 3D software engine has multiple additional capabilities. The first additional capability of our 3D NFT is the capability of speaking. Our 3D NFTs can speak in one of three different voices, either in a male voice or female voice or in a whisper kind of a voice. In addition to the three basic voices, there are three different flavors of voices. A voice can be spoken in a normal speed or in a fast speed or in a slow speed manner. For example, if we take a male voice and it is spoken in a slow speed manner, then this voice can come as the voice of a very masculine person or the voice of an old person. And if on the other hand we take a female voice and it is spoken in a fast speed manner, then this voice can come as the voice of a little girl or the voice of a funny person. The next important and additional capability brought by our 3D software engine for our 3D NFTs is the capability of voice recognition. If, for example, we have a 3D NFT which is moving in a random fashion around a window, then we can issue our very first command to the 3D NFT to stop moving. And then the 3D NFT is going to stand still and stop moving. Then we can issue following commands to the 3D NFT to move left, move right, move up, move down, zoom in, zoom out, rotate. And then the 3D NFT is going to fulfill each one of these separate voice commands and move left, then move right, move up, then move down, come closer, zoom in, go farther away, zoom out, and start rotating. The next additional and important capability of our 3D software engine for our 3D NFTs is them having a basic artificial intelligence. Wow, really wow. You can ask the 3D NFT what is your name, and then the 3D NFT is going to reply with their name. You can ask the 3D NFT who are you, and then the 3D NFT is going to reply with who they are. You can ask the 3D NFT to describe something. For example, describe Web3 or describe decentralization or describe Russia. And then the 3D NFT is going to describe in few sentences about Web3 or about decentralization or about the country called Russia. The last additional and important capability for our 3D NFT is the capability of us seeing them in real 3 dimensions. Currently, the 3D NFTs are displayed on a flat 2-dimensional computer screen, and we're using our imagination to imagine these 3D NFTs in 3 dimensions. But we're going to be offering and including a second version of the 3D NFT, and this second version is going to be displayed in a way of stereoscopics. What stereoscopics means is that part of the 3D NFT is displayed in red or reddish colors, and another part of the 3D NFT is displayed in blue or bluish colors. Then you can come to our 3D NFT marketplace, and this is the time I can tell you the name and URL of our 3D NFT marketplace. It is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. 3D NFT is typed in a way with the number 3 followed by the letter D followed by 3 other letters NFT, and it is altogether 3D NFT. Then there is dot, then there are 2 words, decentralized and web, and they're all together, decentralized web, then there is dot, and it ends with org. Once again, 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. When you click and load the URL, you can see the composite image of our first collection. You can click on it, and then you can see all of the objects in our first collection of 3D NFTs. When you look at the top of the screen, you're going to see a link to accessories, and when you click on this link, you're going to see that we're offering special glasses. When you order one pair and receive this pair, you can see that one lens of these glasses is red and the other lens of these glasses is blue. Then you can put these glasses on. You can request displaying of the 3D NFT in a way of stereoscopics, and you're going to see the 3D NFT as coming out of the flat 2-dimensional computer screen, and you're going to see it in real 3 dimensions. So that's the last important capability for our 3D NFTs brought by our 3D software engine. But let me tell you a little bit about our marketplace as well. In our marketplace, we have our own blockchain instance. It runs the same software that runs Ethereum mainnet or Binance Smart Chain or Polygon Matic or Avalanche AVAX or many other um, blockchains currently operating. So what is different between our blockchain instance and other blockchain instances is the network ID. For example, the network ID of uh, Ethereum mainnet is number 1. The network ID of Binance Smart Chain, I believe, is 56, and our own network ID of our blockchain instance is 124. By having our own blockchain um, and blockchain network of nodes, we do not require our users to pay gas fees for deployment of the smart contracts for the non-fungible tokens, and our users do not pay gas fees for transactions of transfer of ownership from one user to another user as well. In addition to disconnecting our 3D NFTs from a popular blockchain and attaching the non-fungible token to our blockchain, then we allow our users to pay in multiple number of crypto coins, and currently the like payment for buying and receiving proceeding from sale include 4 different crypto coins. Our users can buy or receive proceedings from sale either in Solana Sol or in Polygon Matic or in Avalanche Avax or Qcoin, which is a big centralized crypto exchange. They have a coin called KCS. In addition to payments in crypto, we have a second parallel and independent way for buying and selling of our 3D NFTs, and it is done entirely in fiat currency. I can give an example. For example, you, the user, are coming to our NFT marketplace, you click on our first collection, you browse through the 3D NFTs, you click on one 3D NFT you like, then you see a screen where there is a selection for choosing a payment either in one of 4 different crypto coins, or the 5th choice is payment in fiat currency. So let's say you choose to pay in fiat currency and click the button to proceed. Then you're presented with a screen asking you to put your debit or credit card number and complete the transaction. What is going to happen then is the payment, which is in your national fiat currency, it is converted to US dollars and it is deposited in our bank account. Then we are following this action with a second action of transfer of ownership from our initial ownership from our marketplace to you, and you become the first owner and user of this 3D NFT. So let's say you use this 3D NFT for a while, and then you decide to put this 3D NFT for sale. You decide yourself on the price you want to put for the sale, and then you click, and it is then included in the list of the 3D NFTs which are available for purchase. So let's say there's a second user, they come to our 3D NFT marketplace, they browse through the 3D NFTs, and let's say they see and like the 3D NFT that you current owner of this 3D NFT is having. Let's say the second user decides to buy this 3D NFT and they're paying in fiat currency. So what is going to happen is there's going to be a conversion from national fiat currency of the second user, which could be different than US dollar and could be different than the national fiat currency of you, the first and current owner of this 3D NFT. And this payment of the second user is going to be deposited in our bank account. So we are going to follow this action with a second action, and there's going to be a transaction which transfers the ownership from you, the first user, to the second user, and now the second user becomes owner of this 3D NFT. Following this second action, there's going to be a third action of transfer of US dollars, conversion from US dollars to your national fiat currency, and deposit of this converted national fiat currency in your bank account. And now you're former owner of 3D NFT, and you have the proceedings from the sale of the 3D NFT which you formerly owned. With this said, I'm going to end this little introduction of our 3D NFT marketplace and ending this presentation. Thank you for coming, thank you for viewing. I'd like to invite you once more to visit our 3D NFT marketplace, which has the name and the URL as 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. On the bottom of every page you can see the icons of the social networks that we post on. You can click on one or more, become a follower, or become a member of a specific group, and you get notified about events just like the event today. Thank you for coming, thank you for viewing. Have a nice day, have a nice evening, and goodbye.